Hey,
Hi.
folks. Welcome to the Shannon Graver Show, where we're here for you. Okay, let's talk about appraisals.
Yay.
Yeah, we're going to break it down for them. Really, like, what does it all mean? How does it work? Just the whole ebb and flow. Go.
Oh, gosh. I feel like I'm put on the spot.
Yeah.
All right. So, as part of most mortgage loans, you need an appraisal on the property that you are either purchasing or refinancing. We order the appraisal. Goes to the appraiser. They come out. They call you. If it's a refinance, you already live there, they call you. If it's a purchase, they usually call the agent or somebody involved to get access to the property. Come in, do an inspection of the property, not like a home inspection, right? So it's not quite that in-depth, but they're like looking around for obvious defects in the house, taking measurements, all that kind of good stuff. Then they go back to their office, compile a report, and send it to us. So what's in the report? How
20
do they come up
pages.
with the value?
There's 20 pages of stuff, at least.
Sometimes more than that.
Yeah.
Oh, and they take pictures.
Yeah.
Pictures in there.
So what is all that?
Right. So how do they come up with the value? Graver, how do they come up with value? Do you know?
They just go out and grab it and say, here it is.
No, that's not it.
Oh, really?
That's not it at all.
Dang it. Get it.
Appraisals are based on what are called sales comparables, meaning things that are comparable to the house that they are doing the appraisal on in, say, square footage, type of house, that kind of thing, that have sold most recently. So ideally, things that have sold fairly close to the effective date of the report. And as you can see, that could be a problem in an increasing market environment, right? Because we're looking back as prices are increasing. So there's a little bit of that happening right now. We aren't seeing too many low appraisals, but we do run into troubles when people go over asking price particularly. Sometimes you'll get appraisals that are a little bit lower and people will say, well, this house had 30 offers on it. Like, obviously it's worth this amount of money.
Right.
We're not disagreeing with you, but appraisals are based on these sales comparables. So if something very similar to this house sold 2 weeks prior, then it's largely going to be based on that data versus like market movement forward. It is a factor in an appraisal, but can be kind of a tricky thing.
And one of the things too to point out is sometimes we see it where your neighborhood might be on this side of the street and another neighborhood is across the street. But the difference in those neighborhoods in terms of like the lot comparisons, maybe this one neighborhood has half-acre lots and this one has quarter-acre. They really tend to, sometimes they try to stay in that same neighborhood to get like comparisons to try and go across there. So a lot of times you could be in either one and saying, well, my house is worth more because that one across the street sold for more. Not necessarily the case. There's a lot of things that go into getting that comparable.
Right, and what is a comparable property, right? So is a townhome comparable to a condo? Probably not, right? A two-story comparable to a one-story? Not usually. And one of the biggest things that we run into on appraisals, particularly
Basements.
Oh, basements. So
Killers.
An appraisal has a basement on there, but they give substantially more value for above grade square footage. So I'm not saying you shouldn't have a basement or your basement's not great or it's not adding a lot of value to your house, but on an appraisal, you're gonna get less per square foot for basement square footage. Biggest issue on that technically would be split level houses where some of it's above grade. If any part of it is below grade, it's considered below grade square footage.
So lots of information there. You're probably going to want to rewind that, watch it again, and watch it again, just because there's lots of great information Shannon just kind of laid out there for you. But super complicated, lots of info. Rewind, watch again.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching.